Hello, Singaporeans. Singapore's next general election. The oppositions could be a government in waiting. All these years, we have a dominant party system with the PAP entrenched as the party of government. While opposition parties reflect Singaporeans' desire to impose a certain level of accountability on the government, but I think we could have a change in next GE. In the next GE, the oppositions could be a government in waiting. There is a high possibility where most Singaporeans will vote for opposition parties, not for wanting opposition for opposition's sake, or to use their vote as a way to deliver a desired level of check and balance, but to reflect Singaporeans' desire to have a new government, a multi-party government, no more own self check, own self. In the next GE, with the strong candidates, capable teams from opposition parties like Singapore Democratic Party, Workers' Party, Red Dot United, Progress Singapore Party, People's Voice, Reform Party, and Singapore's People's Party. Singaporeans can be assured that the oppositions will have fully formed platforms with detailed policy proposals. In the past, they say different voters are attracted to different types of opposition. Therefore, there is no single proven formula for satisfying hardcore opposition voters while at the same time attracting swing voters, first-time voters, and PAP voters who may be tempted to defect. But I believe it will be a totally different picture in next GE, because more and more Singaporeans are unhappy with PAP and they badly want change. They want a new government. Do you think so? Now is 2024. I feel like today's PAP is no longer the PAP of LKY. I believe Singapore voters are ready for multi-party democracy. In their own lives, there are Singaporeans who feel the system favors privileged elites and they are tired of it after so many years. Also, the string of Puah interventions against opposition politicians may be intended to prove to Singaporeans that many opposition viewpoints are factually hollow, but they could instead add to the perception of unfairness, especially since Puah only works in one direction. It cannot be used by opposition's politicians to correct false statements made by the PAP government. And I believe many Singaporeans know this very well. And in the past, because of the PAP status as the natural party of government, Singaporeans have contradictory feelings towards the PAP. When times are bad, people may blame the PAP, and yet they may treat the PAP as a safe haven. But today, I don't think this mentality exists anymore. We are now in a new political landscape. Also, the people never forget former PAP MPs like Tan Chuan Jin, S. Iswaran, that promised to do many things for the people in their election rallies, but failed the people eventually. And the many MRT disruptions that the people feel Transport Minister can't perform well at all. Then, the cost of living issues, housing affordability, and right now, many Singaporeans are finding it so hard to find a good job with a living wage. The next GE will be an important one. We all must think deeply to make Singapore a livable home for us ordinary Singaporeans, a brighter future for our children, for our grandchildren. We need to vote out PAP before life gets so much tougher for most of us. Do you agree? For the next GE, I think what is required is not for all our opposition parties to come together, form a coalition, but our renewed opposition parties with their great policies and able to contribute good ideas, and this matters more. Our opposition parties could win more than 50% of seats collectively and then form a multi-party government. Then we can finally say goodbye to this own self check own self. And we can look forward to a better life ahead for all ordinary Singaporeans. With elections now more hotly contested, it is not unimaginable for opposition to win enough seats at the next GE to form multi-party government. I think PM Lawrence Wong will agree too. What do you think? Lastly, I would love to hear your thoughts on all I had said. I am Ben Puah from Red Dot United. Thank you.